Hello, everyone. Welcome into the Viewhouse Centennial for a very special Xfinity Monday Live, fresh off their win over Kansas State. Head coach of your Colorado Buffaloes, J.R. Payne, kind enough to join us tonight. We are so thrilled you're here. Congratulations, first and foremost, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here, thrilled to be still playing, and yeah, just feeling pretty good.
We got our dancing shoes on, and we are having fun watching your team right now. But I want to start with the locker room. Take us into the celebration. Another Sweet 16 bid. Take us into the emotion of that.
I mean, I think I tweeted something after, these are the best type of showers, and I kind of forgot, we just take it one game at a time, one possession at a time. I forgot to bring something else to put on. So I was, dumped water. It was awesome. It's just so cool. It's such an incredible experience to share together, as a team. You work so hard. It's such a long season. To have sort of that moment together is really special.
Did it feel different this year than it did last year when you got that Sweet 16 bid last year for the first time in a very long time for CU?
It kind of did. I don't know. Honestly, we just expect to win every game we play. So I was very calm, like all day yesterday. I was calm, pregame, go in. I kind of felt like we were going to win. And, so it wasn't nearly as, oh my gosh, we just won.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, cool, we did it. What's next?
On to the next one.
Yeah.
I think that calm, that confidence, it really permeates on the whole team. And you said something yesterday that I think really resonated. You said this is a product of everybody coming to work every day, striving for excellence. You've said it before. There's no McDonald's All-Americans, no #1 recruits. So when you get a group like that, and you've really built this team up from the bottom of the Pac-12 to where you are now, how did you get all this buy-in over the years?
I think the biggest thing is just authenticity in our recruiting. When I talk about we don't have any five-star, players or McDonald's All-Americans, it's not that we don't want those guys. It just hasn't been who we've been able to recruit, early in our tenure at CU. And so, recruiting players that wanted to go somewhere and prove everybody wrong, wanted to go somewhere that they could be a part of building a championship program. And, and as we were recruiting those players, the Quay Millers, the Jalen Sherrods, Kendall Wettas, they knew it was going to take a tremendous amount of work, and they wanted that. And so, that buy-in is what they signed up for, and they've been able to do that.
Makes them a lot easier to root for, or even more so, if you will. And of course, then you've got a lot of seniors. Not often you can go 3 seniors deep on a bench, right? But you talk about this experience that you have, and you have women coming back like Jalen and Quay. How much has that helped you as you are now making another run with intentions of going much further?
Deeper, yeah. I mean, it's been everything, for us. It's not just that they've played a lot of basketball. It's that they know how to navigate the challenges of a really long season. They know how to help younger players or new players, deal with adversity when it comes along, whether it's on the court or off the court. So it's all encompassing, when you have that much leadership and that many seniors that have been around.
Well, now coming up, we're still waiting. The game's on behind us, who you're going to play, so you can't do the scouting just yet. But let's talk about Iowa since you did meet them. Everybody's kind of gearing up, hoping for the rematch. But you got Caitlin Clark in Iowa. When you look at this, would it be any different than last year's matchup?
I mean, 2 really similar teams. I think, if that's who we end up playing, I think it'll be a lot of the same players on the floor for both teams. It was a great game. I think we played them closer than anybody else did, with the exception of LSU, of course. But, yeah, if that's who we end up playing, it'll be a really tough matchup for both teams.
Well, and, I think this team especially feels like these girls don't lack confidence. They want that a little bit.
I don't know if they want Iowa necessarily, but they will not back down from any challenge that's put on their plate. I can tell you that.
That is so true. That is why one of the many reasons we love this Colorado Buffaloes team that is on to the Sweet 16 for the 2nd consecutive season. And head coach J.R. Payne, so kind to join us tonight. We got a lot more coming up here on Monday Live. Well, welcome back into Xfinity Monday Live here at the Viewhouse Centennial. And I'm just trying to keep my voice from getting too loud because I'm just so excited that we got head coach J.R. Payne joining us on the heels of a huge victory over Kansas State. And I want to dive into that a little bit more. You went into a hostile environment. That is a basketball city, great culture. Then you go back to last year. You beat Duke at Duke. How much did that experience help you as you went into yet another very hostile environment?
Yeah, I think we really leaned on that experience. We went to the tournament 3 years ago for the first time. Didn't beat Creighton in the first round, but we leaned on that experience last year. So took what we had learned into last year, and I think we did the same thing this year. So being in, the K-State gym was as loud as any gym I've ever been in. 12,000 people. They were great. They were good fans. Nobody was ugly or anything, but it was loud. But I think our team loves that environment. They kind of thrive on being the villain, and being the underdog. And so we were actually really excited to play in front of that many people. But yeah, we used a lot of what we, did from last year, being able to stay together, make sure we're communicating, all that stuff. And I think it really helped us yesterday.
It was an incredible performance, such a balanced attack. And a lot of people talking about Tamia Sadler's great game. But afterwards, you told this amazing story that Jalen Sherrod said, "Coach, take me out," which is just something you don't hear a star player like that say. Can you take us a little bit through that and your reaction when Jay said, "Take me out, put Tamia in"?
Yeah, I mean, we have so much depth, like you're talking about, so much balance. And, in that third quarter, Tamia was incredible. I mean, everyone could see it. She was scoring in transition. She got steals. She hitting pull-ups, just very, very confident during a time that we needed, the scoring. And so, as I said in the press conference, it's not very often you play long stretches without Jalen on the floor.
Yeah.
She subs enough, but never for 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes at a time. And so we were kind of getting into that stretch, so I put her back in, and she just wasn't having her best game, and so trying to let Tamia rest. Tamia had asked for a sub, and she was getting tired, so she was, sitting a little bit, but Jalen just recognized that Tamia was playing better than she was, and that we needed her scoring back on the floor. So she just looked at me and was pointing at Tamia, get her back in the game. And she said, pointed to herself or me, which is, again, I mean, Jalen's been around a long time, and ultimately she just wants to win. Whatever it takes, she just wants to win, and she knew that we needed to do that.
Amazing. The unselfish culture is just incredible. There were so many great performances, Maddie Nolan, Kendall Wetta, but we got to talk about Aaronette Vonleh. 7 steals in the first half. Can you just talk about how much she has brought and really feels like leveling up every game almost?
Oh, my gosh. We've been saying since Nettie got here a couple years ago, we've been saying we believe she can be the best center in America. She is the most unbelievable combination of size and athleticism and skill. There just aren't really any other players like her out there. So it was incredible to see her blossom on the big stage. Kendall Wetta set a record, I think, last year with 6 steals in a half. And that has been our record. Well, Nettie broke it. And to think that your 6'4" center is going to break that type of record is incredible, but she was brilliant, just absolutely brilliant.
Oh my gosh, she is so fun to watch. I agree, best center in America. We love it. So thrilled tonight. We got head coach J.R. Payne in the house. We got to take a quick break right now, though, and send it over to our girl Kelly Worthman in studio. Get caught up on today's news and weather.
Yep.
All right, thanks so much, Kelly. And it's time now for the People Want to Know. People Want to Know brought to you by Centura or Common Spirit, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos and champions for the communities we serve. And this is a great one. Tara wants to know, what is the hardest thing about being a mom and a coach?
Oh, the hardest thing is I just have to miss a lot of stuff. Like tonight I got to go to my son's very first basketball practice ever. And sometimes I miss those kind of things, but I try very hard to give myself some slack. And, I do the best I can to be at everything. But that's the hardest thing.
Do they get to come to a lot of your games?
Oh, yeah. They're at a lot of the games and travel some once in a while to the big ones for sure.
I love it. All right. Sam wants to know, you got any pregame superstitions?
I am very superstitious. More so just that I don't want to do anything that's totally out of my routine.
Okay.
But so everyone sees I have a coaching book, right? Everyone says the red book that I have on the bench. I redraw every single game for 20 years.
Wow.
I redraw maybe 3 or 4 or 5 plays, that if we have to run some at the end of the game, I'm prepared. I know what it is. They're the same ones every time, but I still redraw them no matter what.
And you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Amen.
I love it. I love it. Well, that was the People Want to Know brought to you by Common Spirit. We had some great questions there. We got to take another quick break, but coming up next, we are going to talk about the state of women's college basketball right now. What a great time. We're going to get Coach Payne's take on that when we come back. We got head coach of your Colorado Buffaloes, J.R. Payne, before she heads to the Sweet 16 joining us. And, man, the women's game is just on fire right now. It is so exciting. But like anything in life, you got to build on it. So how do you think the game builds on all of this momentum that you have right now?
I think coaches around the country are united in trying to continue to grow. Those of us that have been coaching a long time, have always thought the game was incredible and worth watching and worth celebrating. Now we're seeing the entire world believe the way that we believe,
Yes.
you know, that it's special, it's fun, it's inspiring, it's all of those things. So I think we want to just keep pushing, you know, pushing the envelope and continue to grow the viewership and keep it going.
Well, and like you said, I mean, it's such a great game. But did you ever believe it would get to where? I mean, some nights it's drawing higher games than NBA numbers.
Yeah, no, to be honest, no. I mean, for years and years, there were a few teams around the country that would draw 10,000 people. Now it felt like everybody was drawing, you know, better than they ever had. And so, again, we just want to keep building on it. I think the more people that see it, you know, are falling in love with it. You know,
Yes.
our children are falling in love with the women's game. And we just got to keep the momentum going.
So fun. What's it like to see just little girls across the country more and more just be so inspired?
Oh, it's incredible. You know, I love that my children have grown up around it, and they've always seen that it's really great and special. But to see little girls and little boys, you know, all around, you know, in the gym saying, I'm Jalen Sherrod making shots, or, you know, things like that it's better than anything I could have thought.
I'm Nettie making 7 steals,
Yeah.
anything like that. Well, we are just so thrilled that you took the time to join us tonight. Sweet 16 coming up. We're waiting on the opponent Saturday in Albany. Best of luck. We cannot wait to see what you guys put on the floor. Coach,
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It has been such a thrill, and thank you all for joining us as well. We will see you tonight at 10 o'clock. Hello, everyone. Thanks for logging on to CBSColorado.com. Time now for a few extra minutes with head coach of your Colorado Buffaloes, J.R. Payne, kind enough to join us before you head out to Albany for the Sweet 16. And, Coach, what an incredible win over Kansas State. What did you like most about your team's performance?
The balance on the team, you know, it's always great to win no matter what. But when you can have so many different people contributing in so many different ways, there's absolutely nothing better than that.
Now, we don't know who you're playing yet because as we're recording, Iowa and West Virginia are still going on. But I do want to ask, we're going to go hypothetical here if you play Iowa. Now,
Okay.
if you come in and you play Iowa, you're going to be the underdogs. Everybody's there to see Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
But to me, I think, gosh, this team loves being the underdog. How much would that motivate you guys to come in, just like you went into Kansas State, and go in there when they know you're the dogs?
Yeah, absolutely. We would be supremely motivated. I mean, I can't think of any other, you know, situation that would motivate us more. Just because we love to be the underdog, we love to play in front of a huge crowd. You know, if it does end up being Iowa, they will travel thousands, you know, to that game, and there will be a lot of people there. So we would love that environment.
Well, hopefully a lot of Buffs fans travel as well, regardless of who you play. When you look at your team this year, is there anything that has such a lot of continuity? Anything that surprised you, though?
I don't think so. I mean, when you have so many veterans back, and not just veterans, but people that have been with us for years. I mean, I was thinking the other day, I don't know, Jalen's probably 22 years old. Like, she's been with us for a quarter of her life. You know what I mean? Think about that.
Yeah.
5 years of being in that environment is a long time. So not too many surprises this year, but I'm hoping that we'll have a surprise this weekend and going further than we've ever been.
Coach, I'm curious, what's it like when you have, like, you've got women like Jalen and Quay who came in this program with this vision and Kindle that to build it and to get it where it's at now. But a lot of times careers end and you don't get to this point. So what is it like to be with this group and to be achieving all those goals?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more special than that. You know, for them to have taken a chance on us when they could have gone, you know, to other schools and different places that were maybe a little bit more established at the time. They took a chance on Colorado and on us. And so for them to be able to work as hard as they have and achieve the success that they've had, there's nothing more special than that.
When we talk about playing in the Sweet 16 and hypothetically paying a 1 seed, but you guys beat LSU, you've beat USC, you've beat Stanford. How does this season's experience help you as you get set to take on another tough opponent, regardless of who it is?
Yeah, I mean, we feel really confident no matter who we play, no matter where we play, whatever the circumstances are. And a big part of that is our schedule. We intentionally scheduled very hard this year, knowing that we had a lot of veterans. But the Pac-12 conference is the best conference in America for women's basketball. And so every night we've played against those types of teams and those types of players. So, you know, maybe it's a different matchup or it looks a little bit different than a Stanford or USC, but we feel confident no matter what.
The last one I got for you, as you come in, obviously you've been here before. Sweet 16, it's old hat at this point. No, but how do you keep the emotions and everybody? I'm sure everyone's a little more jitters, a little more excitement. How do you keep everybody so calm? Because you really come out on that court and you guys are just calm.
Yeah, I think it's our veterans. You know, I mean, for me, I'm usually pretty chill. I'm really never too high or too low. But our veterans siblings do a great job of communicating. Even going into games, they'll communicate, what do we need to focus on? What are going to be some trouble spots here? We need to be prepared for this, for that. So I give a lot of credit to our upperclassmen that are controlling a lot of that stuff.
That's fantastic. And a lot of credit to you as well. Coach, such a thrill. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good luck in the Sweet 16 and beyond. We cannot wait.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for joining us. We will see you guys next time.